What is up? 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 Grocknation. Welcome back to Grockstar ASMR. We are in the arcade this fine morning in Grocknation. Fine morning and this fine day, as this is actually my birthday. So, happy birthday to me. We are going to be doing our yearly review of fragrance purchases from the previous year. So I hope you guys are looking forward to this. Much like last year, we're going to start at the beginning and we're going to work our way in a timeline of when I bought these fragrances, as well as my overall review of them from using them for that season. I tend to use newer fragrances more than my older fragrances, so all of these were used quite a bit over the last year. So we're going to go over that as well, guys. Of course, before we get started, if this is your first time in Grocknation, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on so you don't miss out when we got new videos popping for you guys. As well, guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, as it helps the algorithm. Well, guys, I hope everyone's been doing well since the last time I spoke to everybody. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Spoiled your significant other. My fiancée, unfortunately, was very ill during Valentine's Day. She actually was sick, I think, with a seasonal flu for like 3 days. Funny story. I bought like $120 worth of roses and chocolates and all sorts of crap the day before Valentine's Day to be delivered to her office. And she never went to work for like 3 days. So they sat on her desk for 3 days. I had to tell her on Valentine's Day when she was upset she didn't have anything. I was like, yeah, something. It's at work. So, yeah. So that's that time of year where the seasonal flu kind of kicks everyone's ass, you know. As well, guys, I don't know if you've noticed behind me, I have my anime statues, as well as my Solid Snake. Got my Jason Voorhees. I want to display my statues on my stream, not just for my YouTube channel, but for Twitch as well. Like they used to sit on my case. I figure it's time to let them come out and see the world, if you will. Also, we got Pam up there, which is a very, very nostalgic poster for me, as that was a post that it was. Where are we here? There we go. That was the exact poster I had on my wall when I was a teenage boy for about 2 years. I heard her and Carmen Electra on my wall, so I just recently watched the Pam documentary on Netflix. And she seems like a very nice person, and I've always been happy she was a Canadian badass. I was like, alright. I looked online on Amazon, and sure enough, they still had that poster for sale, that old poster. That poster's like from 1999, 2000. I'm like, hell yeah, let's get it. Throw it in the arcade. But alright, guys, let's get going with this list. So the first fragrance, we're actually going to go back a year to the day. He was actually featured in last year's Year in Fragrances review, believe it or not, even though he was bought last year, not 2021, because these are for 2022 purchases. I was in a Sephora with my fiance, and it was my birthday, and I was just looking at fragrances, and I was like, this is a neat looking little bottle. It actually doesn't smell too bad either. I can smell lots of lavender in it, and I was right, because this fragrance has lavender in all 3 notes. And she's like, you know what, I'll buy it for you, it's your birthday, I haven't really gotten you anything. I said, oh, shit, if you want to, and it was like a $100 bottle. The fragrance I'm talking about is 2021's Paco Rabanne Phantom. These Paco Rabanne bottles, man, they're top notch, you can't beat them. You have 1 million, you have the Invictus line, and you have Phantom here. They all got these cool little designs, man. This is the actual physical bottle is just this little body part right here. You can actually see the juices through this little black window. But yeah, look at that. This for me in here. You have lemon in here, patchouli. It really, really reminds me almost like a Zara Most Wanted. I get that same feeling from it. There's no toffee in here though, but I get that same, like, it smells really similar. I was actually in an airport last year and there was a fragrance I was looking at, and the guy there was trying to really sell it for me, and I was like, dude, this smells just like Most Wanted or Phantom by Paco Rabanne. I own that fragrance enough, I don't need to buy another one. He's like, well, let me show you. I was like, you don't need to show me anything, my man. I'm a fragrance man, I know all these fragrances. And he's like, oh. I said, yeah, so. And then he fucked off. But yeah, you got the spray up here. Your atomizer is really, really good on here. You get really, really good sprays. I really didn't wear this much last year. Wow, that tastes excellently got in my mouth. Now I swallowed it, damn. I really didn't wear it too much. For me, it's a very, very date nighty fragrance. It's one of those fragrances, and much like 1 Million, it smells very delicious. I'm telling you right now, from what just happened, it doesn't taste delicious though. But it smells very, very delicious. Like you can eat it like a dessert. Like it really doesn't taste good. Like Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, in that same category of deliciousness. Like you want to eat it. I wore it to work a few times. I would say performance-wise, this projects for a good solid 6 to 7 hours. It stays in your clothes longer than your skin, obviously. And it's completely gone by 10 to 12 hours on your clothes as well. Projection-wise, I mean, it'll stay on your clothes for a couple days, but you won't smell it as much. It won't project anymore. So I mean, it's pretty decent for a Paco Rabanne fragrance. It really, really reminds me of, performance-wise, it reminds me of Invictus. It actually kind of does smell like Invictus a bit too. Like, they're very, very similar fragrances. There's quite a bit in here still. Like I said, I didn't really wear this too much last year. I don't know, like I'm telling myself I like this fragrance, the smell of it. I don't know if that's a sign of, maybe I didn't care for it too much. It's kind of a cooler weather fragrance, I find, though. Maybe for a spring, fall evening. Like I said, this could be a date fragrance if you want to wear it. Go out on a date with a girl for sure. But this was bought in February. So yeah, guys, that is Phantom by Paco Rabanne. I would say it's not my worst purchase of the year. I will say that. I think I got one right now I'm thinking of is my worst. I have 6 fragrances I bought last year, so yeah, that's the first, February. Paco Rabanne Phantom. Alright, let's get on to the other ones here. So, I believe it was March or April, I pulled the trigger on a fragrance I was sitting on for about 1.5 years, 2 years. I did a video, mystery unboxing, because I honestly didn't know which one I was going to get of this fragrance and another fragrance from the same house. I had both of them on my card, and I told my fiance to delete one and buy the other one. Don't let me know which one it was. I want to do a mystery unboxing on my channel. And she did, and she picked the fragrance I got first from this house, which was 2 years ago. That was Pegasus. I'm talking about Parfums de Marly. And the other one was this gorgeous masterpiece. This is an absolute masterpiece of a fragrance. 2016's Leighton. We got Mandarin Orange in here. We got Patchouli. Vanilla. Again, vanilla is a very neutral note, you guys, as I've talked about before. Vanilla makes this fragrance. I believe it's the reason why this fragrance is a unisex fragrance, meaning women can wear it as well as men. Because, like I said, vanilla is both fragrances, perfumes and men's fragrances. So, yeah, it really, really, really works out well. This is one of the most pleasant smelling fragrances I own in terms of masculine sexiness, I find. Which, like, just said is odd because this is a unisex fragrance technically, but it's a very masculine fragrance. Pegasus by Parfums de Marly, I find to be more so unisex. That one, that one smells like Dior Poison Apple, or Hypnotic Poison rather. Where's this one? I'm not sure what I can compare this one to. This one smells like an amped up version of Aqua di Parma. That's what I find this is it. Like as sexy as that fragrance is, this is like an even sexier version of that. This is a niche fragrance. This is an expensive fragrance, and as such, with most niche fragrances, it's amazing for performance. This projects for easily 12 hours in your skin. I told you guys how I test my fragrance projection. I have a control booth at work, and it's a pressurized booth. So when I walk into it, I have a bunch of air rush by my head into my booth. So throughout the day, when I do my sprays, which are, as I showed you guys, one behind each ear and behind the neck, throughout the day, when I walk into my booth, it blows past my head and I can smell it still. Few fragrances in my entire 12-hour shifts I'll still smell at the end of the day. This is one of them. And it projects nicely. In terms of compliments, it's not a massive compliment getter, and like on the same stratosphere as like maybe Alteam or Aventus, or in that stratosphere, it's nowhere near that. You will have people say something smells really nice, and that's what they're referring to. But don't be expecting to wear this and going out and getting a whole bunch of compliments. And it makes it sound like the fragrance is it's very, very, very good, very sexy. I would say this is my sexiest, most expensive fragrance. I would say would be like a signature work fragrance, a fragrance you can wear to work every day. It's not too strong, even though it's a parfum on the nose. But it smells really professional. Like I could see someone working in the office wearing this every day if they wanted to. Expensive fragrance to wear every day, but yeah, I really, really love the bottles of Parfums de Marly. They're really heavy-duty bottles. I don't know what this is. I think it's glass. It's completely, you can't see through it. It's completely painted over. The lid itself is super, super heavy. Like I say, I want to say maybe 2 pounds. Pound and a half, something along those lines. It's a really, 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 really nice bottle. Really clean. But yeah, I wore this quite a bit. I wear this quite a bit. Again, just like Phantom, this is more of a cool weather fragrance. I find it works really well on, like I said, summer nights, spring, fall. I wouldn't say winter, it's not that heavy. But again, it could be worn to the office, in my opinion. It's not going to overwhelm. Even though it's got that patchouli, patchouli cardamom fragrances are really infamous for triggering migraines in people. Even though this one's got patchouli, it's not that spicy that it, I have a fiance that is very prone to migraines, and she doesn't really complain too much with Leighton, so that's a plus for me. But yeah, guys, that's Parfums de Marly. Leighton, one of my most favorite purchases from last year. I'm actually debating buying the sexy version of this in a niche market over the next few weeks, and I don't know if I want to do it. It's a very, very expensive fragrance. It'll be the most expensive fragrance I own, and I own a big bottle of Aventus, so that's going to tell you something. But man, I've been sitting on that fragrance for 2 years, and if I buy that fragrance, I'm definitely going to do an unboxing on this channel for you guys, so we can all experience it together. I'm talking the package, the postal package, everything. But yeah, so that was my spring fragrance. I actually included it, the unboxing of this, in my spring fragrance video. I smelled it. I had testers, so I knew how it smelled. but I actually did the unboxing during last year's spring fragrances video because, like I said, cool weather monster right here. All right, let's move on here. So the next fragrance on our list, I actually purchased right before we went to visit family in Europe last year. And as such, this is going to be a memory capsule fragrance for me. As even smelling it now, it reminds me of Paris and the Netherlands for sure. It's an older fragrance, 2008. It's a fragrance I've always been aware of, and I always figured out maybe I'll buy it, maybe I won't. I mean, it smells kind of too aqua for me, and I own enough aqua fragrances, but it's not quite aqua. I always say this fragrance smells like a less aqua version of Bulgari Aquamarine. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name. The fragrance I'm talking about is 2008's Versace Pour Homme. Now, you see how much is taken off the top? That's kind of a warning sign for you guys. This is easily my worst performing fragrance I have that I bought last year. Not that I own for sure, but that I bought last year. And it should be expected because it's a kind of an aquatic aromatic citrus fragrance. There's lemon in here, there's bergamot, very, very citrusy notes. But it smells it just smells like summer. Really good atomizer. That smells like summer. Yeah, like I said, a less aqua version of Aquamarine by Bulgari for sure. But again, because of its lightness, I guess you could say, it doesn't last very long. Maybe 4 or 5 hours. Definitely not as bad as, like, say, 1 million. But 4 to 5 hours, and then you have to reapply. It projects like a monster for the first hour. But then about like I said, in about a 4 hour mark, you're not projecting anymore. It'll stay on your clothes and everything. All my clothes from Europe. My suitcase even smelled like this. In terms of sheer smell, for wearing it, an amazing summer fragrance. Guys, most of the fragrances I bought are more for summer. They're my favorite fragrances, as you guys know. It smells really, really good. You'll get compliments with this. And you'll know what I'm talking about when I say it's a summer fragrance. It's meant for summer. I haven't worn it since. But like I said, look, but the amount I wore, that was just over the course of the 2 weeks in Europe, as well as wearing it off and on all summer long. Not my favorite summer fragrance. I would say it's in a top 5 maybe. Maybe if it is top 5, it's number 5. But yeah, if you're looking for something that you don't mind having to apply more than once a day for a summer fragrance, this is a really good option for sure. Good for work. It's really light, and it's a mood fragrance. These seasonal fragrances, they're mood fragrances. Someone at your work is going to smell this and be like, oh wow, it smells really summery. It's really nice outside. I think I'm going to take my dog for a walk after work kind of deal. They're mood fragrances. This almost smells like Versace Eau Fraiche. But Eau Fraiche smells way more aquatic. And they perform pretty much the same. Eau Fraiche is one of those fragrances a lot like Bulgari Aquamarine. If you actually put it in a freezer or fridge and then spray it on a really, really hot day, it smells so damn fresh. And it feels cool on your skin, and it's so good. Obviously, you guys know I've talked about this many times. Weather plays a factor when it comes to how your fragrances break down over time. That's why certain ingredients are meant for certain weathers. The ingredients in here are meant for hot weathers. The heat's gonna pop it right away and make it project. Make these lighter notes project more as the heat is on you, kind of deal, right? So this is why these kind of fragrances is not a big reason. They're not meant for cold weather. This is not meant for spring, fall, winter. It's strictly a summer fragrance. It's not an office fragrance, for sure. I wouldn't. I mean, it's like I said, it's a mood fragrance. I'd throw it on and go to work every now and then in the summertime. It's a nice little, you'll smell like this season kind of deal, but I wouldn't say it's an office fragrance. But yeah, that is Parfum from Versace, and that was bought in May, I believe. Yeah, we were in Europe in May, so that was bought the month I went to Europe, and I wore it exclusively in Europe. So it'll always be a memory capsule for visiting family in Europe in 2022. Alright, let's get on to the next one. So the next fragrance, speaking of Europe, was actually bought on the way back from Europe in a duty-free. The conversation I told you I had when with the salesman at the airport was actually the same time I bought this fragrance. And again, I love my summer fragrances. I'd seen ads for this, I wanted to smell it. And yeah, I ended up buying it. The fragrance I'm talking about is Ocean Luna Rossa by Prada. Everyone's seen the commercials with Jake Gyllenhaal on the sailboat, and it just looked very unique, and I kind of was expecting an aquatic fragrance for sure. It's aquatic, but it's like a masculine aquatic. It's not like you could put it in a freezer kind of deal, like Eau Fraiche, Bulgari, Aquamarine, or Parfum. This is more of a masculine aquatic, I guess is the best way I can describe this. It has this really nice atomizer. Yeah, it's definitely more masculine. It smells like summer. I love summer fragrances, you guys, my god. I used to own maybe 10% of it. I did use it quite a bit in the summer months last year. And I'll use it again this year. This is a sexy, sexy summer fragrance for sure. In terms of performance, I would say this projects on your skin in the heat outside for about 6 hours, which is really good for a summer fragrance. If you're wearing it to work indoors, this is going to project for about 8 hours. By project, I mean it's going to be within arm's length after 8 hours for sure. But people coming around are going to smell it. On your clothes, it's going to be like a day and a half for sure. Yeah, a lot of my clothes smelled like this last summer. I did wear this quite a bit. The only thing I don't like about this bottle, I've mentioned it when I was going over, I had it to my summer list last year. The only thing I don't like about this bottle is the cap, or rather, lack of. It's a plastic white see-through cap. I don't even know where it is now. It literally is plastic. You put it on top, it's like a little cheap piece of clear plastic. And that keeps the atomizer from triggering, you know, if you're taking it somewhere. So I can't take this anywhere. I can't pack this, because I can't find that stupid cap. I hated it anyway, aesthetically. So I just have to keep it out like this, which sucks, because this is a fragrance I would have brought with me to my trips to the city this summer, but it is what it is, unfortunately. I'm sure I could find another one if I need to. Or just, go to a fragrance store where they have these on display. Just take the clear cap off and put it in my pocket. You imagine getting caught stealing a little plastic cap from the top? A little see-through, cheap piece of plastic. Yeah, but great fragrance, like I said, a very masculine, aquatic fragrance. I don't even see it. I don't even know if this is aquatic, guys. I wouldn't put it in the same stratosphere as my aquatic fragrance. I would even go venture to say Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense is more aquatic than this. So, yeah. But a great summer fragrance if you're thinking of getting one. Great atomizer. Great atomizer. Alright, guys, so again, another May fragrance. This was bought in the airport on the way home from Europe. That's Prada Luna Rossa. Ocean. It actually came out last year. It was a brand new fragrance when I got it. Okay, moving on. So, the next fragrance we got is actually my favorite purchase from last year, and that's saying a lot because I also bought Leighton, which I also love as well. I don't know. I would say they're even. They're even. Don't scratch that. I bought this fragrance in July, and it's a fragrance I've seen in a lot of other social or fragrance influencers lists on YouTube for summer fragrances or just good smelling fragrances, and I've never ever bothered getting a sample or anything. You know, there's so many freaking fragrances, and so many fragrances I bought samples for. I just wasn't. It wasn't enough for me, and it's it's more so as a summer fragrance. So I have lots of them, but I was at a Saks on Fifth Ave in Winnipeg, and as I was leaving the store, there was a display case, and I just kind of casually walked past it and looked in there, and there was fragrances. I'm like, what kind of fragrances would be in here? And there were Aqua di Parma fragrances, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I wonder if they have Colonia Pura, and lo and behold, they did. So I got it, and I smelled it immediately. I smelled all of them, and I'm like, oh my god, this smells amazing. This is a really, really, really good aromatic citrus fragrance. Oh man, it smells so good. Amazing atomizer as well. I'll try to get as far back as possible. It smells like summer, man, so much. You can smell a little bit of patchouli in here as well, which is weird for a very, very citrusy, aromatic fragrance. Aqua di Parma is somewhat of a niche house, maybe a lower end niche house. You get this fragrance for about $150, $200. I got it for $150 on sale. At Saks on Fifth Ave, which is like a discount store of high-end shit. It actually was in the outlet mall. And, yeah, I couldn't pass it up. I actually almost bought the other one, the Mediterranean one, Aqua di Parma Mediterranean, because that felt like a really cool weather fragrance. But I ended up settling on this. Amazing fragrance. Definitely one of my most favorite summer fragrances. I would say this is up there with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense, which is probably one of my most favorite fragrances I own, and one of my most favorite fragrances in general, but it's also a summer fragrance. L'Homme Saint Laurent is also another great summer fragrance I love to wear. This was definitely thrown in the rotation, as you can see again. I used quite a bit last year. And you're going, Grock, that's nothing. You know, how could you possibly say that's a lot you used? You guys, I own like 80 fucking bottles of fragrances. So if I buy one year and it's looking like that, it means I'm wearing it a lot out of all my bottles. So yeah, I wore this a lot. This was twice a weeker, I would say, during the summer months, if not more. And I think I talked about this before with you guys. Certain fragrances are mood fragrances, I always say. This one definitely is an energetic summer fragrance. There are times when I just woke up or I'm getting home from work. I want to stay up a little bit. Maybe play some games, stream some Twitch. And this would be a fragrance I would spray on myself. What I like to do is spray it on top of my hand. And as I'm playing, I can smell it. And, it kind of gives you your mood a little bit of a boost. This is one of them. I would catch myself doing that quite a bit. It smells very pleasant, too. So, the whole room itself smells really nice. But, yeah, this is a good summer fragrance. It's a good monster in performance is what I was about to get into here. This will project on your skin for about 6 to 7 hours, which is fucking great for a summer fragrance. On your clothes, you're going to smell this for about up to maybe 2 days. Yeah, 6 to 7 hours for sure. And then it stays on your skin for about 12 hours, but you have to get really close to the skin to smell it. But 6 to 7 hours, this will project, this will pop. Again, not much of a compliment getter. Certain fragrances just aren't compliment getters, guys. People will smell a fragrance, and they'll just know, this guy smells pleasant. This guy smells good. There's certain fragrances that'll bring people, they can't help themselves. Like I said, Aventus, Alteam. They go, oh my god, that smells amazing. But you smell really good. What is that you're wearing? You know, they'll ask. This just smells like a really, really nice summer fragrance, which is not bad. It's not a bad thing. Like I said, this is definitely a top 3 summer fragrance for me right now. For sure, it's a top 3. I would say this is up there. My top 3, I'm a spoiler alert, would be L'Homme. Light Blue Intense in this, I would say. I don't know which order I put it in. Probably put L'Homme 1. This would be 3. Dolce & Gabbana 2. I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know. But, yeah. Great summer fragrance. One of my favorite purchases last year for sure. This and Leighton, it's tight. But, yeah. That's my summer purchase. So let's get into my last fragrance I bought. Alright, sorry guys. I bought Aqua di Parma in June. It was in July. This next fragrance I did buy in July. And I guess I never bought another fragrance since July. I was going to include Boss Bottled Parfum. But I bought that in January, the very first week of January, so I really can't count that as last year's purchases. Unfortunately, it's going to have to go on next year's. But I actually bought this in July, and I bought it within the hour I made. First time fragrance buyer, shop roleplay. I literally was on my way home to do it. I had everything set up. I had to pick up some things from Shoppers, and as I was walking by, I noticed that they had the new Ralph Lauren fragrance, Ralph's Club. So I just asked the lady working there, can I get a sample of it? She gave me a sample. I'm like, that's different. Yeah, I'll grab that. And I literally had it unboxed in the vehicle because I had to do some running around. Took the wrapper off, and I don't know about you guys, my ASMR, I don't like to hear wrappers. Like wrappers scrunched and everything. Like it's very disruptive to the flow of an otherwise quiet video up to that point for other triggers. Maybe I'll do an ASMR video on ASMR videos and triggers and stuff. My personal ones anyway. But yeah, you got cedar in here, you got vetiver. There's I think velvet's in here. It's a very, very cool, sexy fragrance. Ralph Lauren's attempt at, I always say when I talk about this, about getting modern, and trying to keep up with the modern fragrances, because the other Ralph Lauren fragrances, I know they've tried to get more sporty with things like Four and Red. They haven't aged well. The other Ralph Lauren fragrances, they're more for the mature gentleman, I would say. Apollo Blue, for example, for me that's someone in his 40s and 50s maybe. A really nice floral fragrance. There's nothing wrong with Polo Blue. I used to wear it a lot, but it was a really, really big in the 2000s. You know, everyone, you'd smell it everywhere. Not everyone was wearing it, but you'd smell it a lot everywhere. And this is their attempt at trying to get into the new youthful fragrance market of, say, maybe Sauvage or, Bleu de Chanel. Trying to get into that, like, demographic. That's what I'm looking for. And so they made this new fragrance, and new bottle shape, new atomizer, everything. Like, this looks like a little flask. Sprays really, really good. Which is a lot better than the other Ralph Lauren fragrances. Their atomizers are very cheap. It's like a big puff. Yeah, this smells, I always say this smells like Mont Blanc Legend. But like a more fruitier version of it, I guess you could say. Oh, you could really smell like they're really trying to go with the sexiness here. Not an office fragrance, guys. This is a cool weather, I would say a cool weather date fragrance. I don't see, you couldn't wear this, obviously you couldn't wear this to school. I wouldn't recommend this for high school kids, or even university kids. This is really, you want to go out and you want to smell really, really sexy kind of deal. Maybe you get dressed up, you get done up, and you're going, okay, I'm going to go to the mall, do some shopping, maybe, stop at Starbucks, relax for a bit. Just people watch kind of a deal. Meet up with some friends, maybe meet some new people. You throw this on, it would really, really match your outfit. Yeah, date fragrance. So you guys, actually this brings me to my next thing I forgot to mention. I was going to mention it at the very top of this is more plasticky up here. This is glass. This is more plasticky. Up until my very first fragrance roleplay video, I didn't have any editing software, and now I use Adobe Premiere Pro. So none of my videos were ever shot and edited and anything. Those videos up to that point were just one-shot videos. Pray to God something doesn't happen, I don't get interrupted or something, because then the video's gone, kind of deal. I'm actually going to, I don't know, I want to call it a remaster. I'm going to redo some videos that I did back then. And, obviously they're going to be updates because, a date night fragrance video, I own more fragrances than I did back then 2 years ago. So, yeah, I'm going to remaster some videos over the next, 6-7 months. And, it's just better because the editing it drives me wild hearing my furnace back then on those videos, because that was the biggest thing. I could hear my furnace, it would pop on, and I'd be like, oh my god, how are people listening to this? So yeah, I'm definitely going to remaster them. Those are my fragrance videos, some of my spooky stories, not all, some of my roleplay videos, everything's going to be looked at and potentially remastered, so you guys can have that to look forward to as well. But yeah, that was my last fragrance of 2022. Man, I bought a lot of fragrances at the beginning of the year, first half of the year, and I didn't buy anything afterwards. It's odd. I'm trying to think, did I buy a single winter fragrance last year? I don't believe I did. No, I didn't. I didn't buy a single winter fragrance. Okay, well, that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be it for this video. These are my 2022 review purchases, or my review of my purchase 2022 for my fragrances. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it may be. Thanks for stopping by, and hopefully this put you to sleep if you used it for sleep. If not, I hope you have a great rest of your day, you guys. Alright, peace out.